In this demo, I'm going to show the Commvault and Palo Alto X-SOAR integration. At a high level, the way this works is Commvault will send alerts to Palo Alto X-SOAR via the Commvault SIM connector using the syslog protocol or webhook protocols. And when the alerts are received by Palo Alto will create incidents that can be reviewed and worked on. And there are different actions and playbooks that we provide the customer for fortifying the protection of the backup environment. So I'm going to click My Incidents to see all my alerts that have been collected. And you can see when we view more details from the last 7 days, I have a bunch of alerts at the bottom here. And I'm going to pick one of these alerts to investigate further. Now in the detailed screen, there are a lot of different options here, a lot of different facets that are part of this report. We can see the details of the case, the details of the job. There's some quick actions. There's a quick list of suspicious files. We'll get to that in a minute. And various other information on this dashboard. This all comes from the alert from Commvault. All right, so the first thing I want to show is that we could immediately run actions. Clicking the exclamation mark at the bottom left, we have a bunch of different runbooks that we have as part of the plugin. First, we can cycle the API token. This is a great way of cycling the API token for using the runbooks. We can disable data aging. This protects the server from premature deletions. We can disable the SAML identity provider. This would be a full lockdown mode where if there was a breach where there was expected user accounts that have been compromised, you might want to shut all access off to the Commvault software, or you can disable a specific user and kill the login session for those users. So there's several different modules here that you can run interactively as actions all through Palo Alto. So I'm going to close this out and let's take a look at some of the case options and some of the quick options on the top right. You can disable data aging. That's just a quick option. If you suspect that this server is compromised, you can go right here and just click disable data aging. You can assign this case or this incident to me, to myself, and I can copy files to the war room, which I'll get to in a minute. Let's assign this case to me because I'm going to investigate this alert. Next, I'm going to look at the files that were detected as suspicious, and they're going to copy over to the war room. And in this area right here, this is like a working area where I can do some investigations based on that action that I took. So that action basically extracted the files that were collected or the files that were detected as being suspicious. And by the way, the Commvault is the one that's detecting the files being suspicious based on my mismatch or file header mismatch. So these are files that require an investigation. And in Palo Alto, I can look at these files because I just created the action, it extracted it, and I can now download and view the files. And I can do an investigation on my server, knowing now what files were affected. So here's the list of files. So I'm going to close this out and go back over to the incident info. And I'm going to mark some tasks complete within the incident itself in the work plan. And I'm going to mark this incident as unsafe because we found some suspicious files. We're going to have to do some forensic analysis on the server. And I'm going to just kind of mark this as an unsafe action. And I'm going to disable data aging automatically as part of this runbook as well, because I want to make sure that the backups for this server are protected and they don't prematurely delete it while we do an investigation. So mark it complete. And now what you're going to see is the actions are completed as designated on the incident itself. And if I scroll down to the bottom here, you can see that it captured my details, suspicious activity found and disabling data aging on a client. And all of these actions are kept historically as well. So you can go back in time and see what was done, what actions were taken, and how many times that server has been infected or affected in the past.